Okay, so get this. Today's knife from A.G. Russell, it's lighter than the Benchmade Bug Out, yet it has thicker blade stock and it costs half as much. Hey, how you doing? My name is Jay, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel, and consider clicking on subscribe if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. This is the A.G. Russell K93 FeatherLite One Hand Knife, and you should be right now looking at some specs. These are measurements I had taken myself, but I'll also list them down in the description below just in case if any of you want to follow along throughout this review. Let's quickly go ahead and match this knife up against others so you can get a good idea of the length that we're working with today. And we're going to start out with a knife that I'm going to be comparing the K93 to a lot throughout this video, and that of course being the Benchmade Bug Out. Next up from Spyderco, the PM2. How about one more from them? And this of course being the Native 5 from Cold Steel, and the American Lawman, and lastly the Kaiser Vanguard Dukes. The K93 One Hand Knife is, according to A.G. Russell, it was designed in 1993, and it is their all-time best-selling knife to date. And here's what I like about this knife. We're going to start with the blade, and it is just a darn good looking clip point made out of, it's VG10 steel it's hollow ground with a very nice satin finish. It is going to be thumb hole deployment here that I can spidey flick this open. You can see it requires quite a bit of wrist there, but it is in fact possible. So you can either spidey flick it, or of course I can slow roll it. Now I'm unable to thumb flick this open, and really it's just because I'm not able to get enough of my thumb in there to get a good deployment that way. So you may not have as much trouble. There is going to be a very slight learning curve in order to operate this patented front lock, which is what they call it. And it can be operated in two ways. Either the way that I do it is I just take my thumb and I lift up on that little lip there and then push it closed with my index finger, or the other way that they recommend is that you take your two fingers here, so your middle finger and your thumb, and then you push down with your index finger at the same time, and you're able to close the knife easily that way. Now, something that I found extremely impressive here is once it is open, now you'll notice even with it has pinned construction, but the lockup, I gotta tell you, it is absolutely solid. I mean, there is zero blade play in any direction, and I really was not expecting that, with this pinned construction. Let's go ahead and quickly check the centering on the K93. Wow, that's better than I thought. Yeah, it's not perfect, as you can hopefully see there, but that is very darn close. And according to A.G. Russell, now the handle, this is going to be one piece of Zytel that is actually made in their facility here in Arkansas. Why don't we go ahead and let's see how this 3mm thick blade with the hollow grind, let's see how this cuts. Oh yes. Whoa. Yeah, that cuts as I expected. I mean, that's a scalpel. Let's try with like one of those padded envelopes. Oh my. Yeah, wow, that slices fantastically. Before we go ahead and toss this up on the scale, I want to show you, so it is going to be, because of its design, it is going to be all closed construction, and if you look on the inside there, yep, there's no liners of any kind. Yeah, that is all just Zytel. So the weight, oh my, is going to be ridiculously low at 1.3 ounces. Holy cow. That's going to be roughly the equivalent of looks like 2 AA batteries. And now if we compare the weight to the bug out, okay, 1.9 ounces. But to be fair, the bug out does have a pocket clip. The K93 does not. And I have previously reviewed the Benchmade bug out. So if at the end of the video, you can go ahead, look up to the corner, yep, right up there, you click on that icon and it will take you to my full review. As long as we're talking about that lack of pocket clip, that's going to go ahead and transition us nicely into my dislikes, because there are unfortunately a few, and that being the first. Now, AG Russell, they do offer a solution for the lack of pocket clip, and that's going to be in the form of a Kydex neck sheath, but it's going to cost you about $60. I know, right? I mean, that's more than the knife itself. That seems like a lot. Now, granted, I don't know a lot about Kydex, so maybe that's a good price for that. Those of you that know, let the rest of us know down in the comment section down below. My next dislike is regarding this lock. And do you see this? So can you see that little piece that you kind of grab onto with a lip here at the end of the lock bar? And it's tiny. I mean, it is very, very small. So, if you have larger hands, I mean, you might have some difficulty, but I really think that this could have benefited from just a little bit of jimping in there, which now that I look at it, I might actually go ahead and add myself. My next gripe is regarding the finishing and the top swedge here on the blade. You can see, well, hopefully you can see. Maybe if I hold it like this, might be better. It is not symmetrical. I mean, in fact, it's way off. I mean, that's something that I noticed almost immediately. Next is going to be regarding the thumb hole and the fact that it's sharp. Yeah, they did not add any kind of like chamfering to it. And lastly on my list of dislikes is, well, regarding the inability of disassembly, because I really like to be able to take my knives apart for cleaning, especially since now this knife, it's just going to be kind of riding loose in the bottom of your pocket, and it's going to be riding with whatever else has collected down in the bottom of your pocket as well. So being able to take it apart would be nice. So what if you're not into this clip point blade shape? Well, that's okay, because they offer what AG Russell calls a general purpose blade, which really if you see it, it's a modified sheep's foot, and it comes in either AUS 8 for $35 or the VG10 that you see here, which is going to cost $50. If you're okay with the pinned construction and this all being, one piece, you're not able to take it apart, and the lack of pocket clip, I would say at $50, absolutely, especially if you're looking for just a really nice light duty office kind of carry. Add a little lanyard on this, drop it in your pocket. Oh yes. So if you enjoyed this video and you got any value from it, hey, would you just leave a thumbs up? I really like those. And don't forget to go ahead and click on subscribe. Now, hey, thanks for watching, and I will see you at the next video. Take care.